on the fifth day of the New Year, as we say, is the 财神 year, to pray for more money. Like every Chinese people, like, oh, more money, I want more money. So on that day, and because we have the tales, like every day we have a different god, like god in China. So on the fifth day is the god of money, on the money.
The god of money.
The god of money.
Okay.
So when and on the evening before that day, so on the beginning of that day, people will burn the firecrackers, to welcome the god of the money to come to my home.
To their home.
Yes, to their home, and it will be much better.
We are going to talk about tourism, and for that matter, domestic tourism in China. And I have in the house, I'm going to have a conversation with one of the beautiful ladies in China, and she's very good. She has that knowledge as far as tourism is concerned. So, okay, welcome to the show. Welcome to Africhina Connect TV.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Linda, and I am originally from Shanghai in China. And since I was born, and I live in Shanghai.
Okay, so you were born in Shanghai.
Yes,
and
I'm born in Shanghai.
So you are Shanghainese.
Yes,
Okay,
Shanghainese.
Good.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So that means Shanghai is the hub of the topic we are coming to talk about. And for that matter, can you tell us briefly your educational background and then what you do, your professional education background?
Okay, sure. I studied in the University of Melbourne in Australia for 2 years and studied media for my postgraduate degree. And for my bachelor degree, I studied accounting. So in Shanghai, in the University of the International Business and Economics in Shanghai.
Shanghai, studied bachelor's in Shanghai, master's in Australia,
yes,
and then back to Shanghai to serve your city.
Work, yes,
wow,
yes.
That's.
And I also work in one of the most famous tourist attractions in Shanghai, in the museum.
Wow,
yes.
Wow. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Today we are talking about domestic tourism.
Yes.
And you are an expert because you work in the tourism industry. Can you briefly tell us, China is known for its vibrant in domestic tourism. Yes. So how would you describe the popularity? How popular is the domestic tourism to the Chinese people in China?
Okay, so Shanghai, I think for both domestic people and international tourists from the world, it will be a popular destination for people to choose them. That if people come in Shanghai, in China, they will choose Shanghai as one of their points for there to visit, because Shanghai is maybe one of the most busiest and flourishing city in China, and it is the center of the economics. So we have a lot of high rises, and it shows a very good, very flourishing economies in Shanghai. And also we have very famous tourist attractions like the Bund, everyone knows, the Huangpu River, and also the Suzhou River and the Huangpu River. There are two rivers in Shanghai, and along the rivers we have very beautiful tourist attractions, buildings, and also some place for cultural introductions in there.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us. So to the Chinese people, domestic tourism is very important, and it's so dear to their hearts that they pay much attention to domestic tourism. Yes. Thank you for sharing with us, Miss Linda. But when I came to China, 1 year ago, so I observed that there are several holidays. And festivals in China. China has several national holidays like Spring Festival, the Golden Week, and the Lunar New Year Festival, and the national holidays which is happening now.
Yes.
So can you explain the importance of these holidays in Chinese culture and society?
Yes, I think the most important, but without any exception, holiday in China is the Spring Festival. It is the biggest holiday or biggest festival in all Chinese people's heart. So when the Spring Festival was approaching, it means that it is the beginning of the new year in Chinese lunar year. So people will maybe make some conclusion for their past year and make very good wishes for their next year. So it is a place for people to take a rest or just take a digestion. So before this festival, we have the Chunyun. So it is the very busy transportation in the whole country that people from different cities, they all go back to their hometown to
Wow.
have the reunion with their family members. And on the New Year Day's Eve, we will have a very big meal with all the family members together to have a very big meals together. Yes, to celebrate we have worked hard for the past 1 year, and we want to the next year to be better. Yes, and before the Spring Festival comes, we will have different cultural traditional cultural actions, like we will 贴春联, so we can find two red papers beside the doors and in the Chinese calligraphy, and some people in their town or in the neighborhood, they will invite some experts or invite some professional people to write a very nice word on the red paper, and put on their doors. So to make good wishes for next year, to want to the family members to be health and safety, to everything go smooth, and just to have a good beginning of the next year.
Wow, wow, that's wonderful. So the national holidays and national festivals like spring festivals and the rest is important to the Chinese people and the Chinese society, because it brings family reunion.
Yes.
And then also it also talk about the prayer to be ushered into the new year.
Yes.
Pray for good health, pray for prosperity, pray for money, cash.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I can add one point that on the fourth day of the New Year is on the fifth day of the New Year, we say is the 财神year, to pray for more money. Like every Chinese people, like, well, more money, I want more money.
Wow.
So on that day, and because we have the tales, like every day we have a different god, like god in China. So on the fifth day is the god of money, and on the money,
the god of money.
The god of money.
Okay.
So when and on the evening before that day, so on the beginning of that day, people will burn the firecrackers to welcome the god of the money to come to my home.
To their home.
Yes, to their home, and it will be much busier, even much busier than the first day. You know.
Wow.
Yes.
The god of
And
money.
it's very true.
So when they do that, do they get money? I mean,
like they thought they may get money in the next year, but after the whole year they think, oh, it may be not that useful.
so let's change for something else. Yeah.
Yes, we know the property will come by our hard working instead of that kind of prayer. But yes, we just make good wishes.
Wow, that's wonderful. And there is one thing that I also took note of during the Chinese New Year. When I came, I was just a new student. I don't know where. So my professor invited me to have a dinner with us, and after the dinner, he gave us something. It looks like an envelope, red envelope.
Red envelope, yes.
So he gave it to us. I thought it was just prayer for goodwill. When I got to my dormitory, I decided to open, and I found like 600 yuan. I was like, hey. What is it? What's the significance of that?
Like basically in the Chinese families, the elder people will give envelope to the younger, to the younger people in their family. Maybe their grandma or the mother will give to their children.
Okay.
To the children. Yes. So I think your professor is just treat you like his child.
Wow.
So he will give you the good wishes, and also say that if the elder shows their careness to their child, it will make them also healthy, like, and also everything goes smooth.
Wow.
So and also the younger people will also say, we can say 拜年, just say we say some good words to the elder people. Just say, I wish you to have a good body next year.
Wow.
I wish you everything goes smooth in the next year, and just to show the younger people is also respect the elder people. And this is kind of the interaction between the generations.
The elder and the younger generations.
Yes.
Wow.
And they connect their emotions in that way. So the amount of money is not the most important, but just the progress is very important. Yes.
Wow.
And it is very important, and it is very essential for every year.
What's the name of that envelope? Is it 红包?
红包.
Okay, all right. So my professor gave me 红包. I was very happy. I thought it was an empty envelope. So when I opened, I was like, wow, this is wonderful. And we're about 6 students.
And one tip for you, so when you receive the red envelope before before the new year, you will need to put it under your pillow when you sleep. Yes, for at least one night and put it under the pillow.
Wow.
Yes.
So what's the significance of that?
I think it's just a little bit like the Christmas day in the foreign people. Like
Oh my
when the
goodness.
people, when the parents in the foreign countries, they will put the gifts for the children and just at the corner of their home, right?
Wow.
And before Christmas. So it is just like when I was young, my parents will secretly put the envelope under my pillow.
Your pillow. Wow.
Yes. And
Wow.
the first day of the new year, the first thing I wake up, I will see whether I get how many red envelope I have.
Yeah, wow.
Yes, I will count.
There is one thing that I observed since I came to China. I could see that there is no one day holiday. The holidays in China are extended to like 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. For instance, this week you have like 7 days, 7 days holidays. I would like to know.
Yes.
Why do you think these holidays are often extended over several days instead of just one day? And what are the main reasons behind this tradition in China?
Yes, so every holidays are basically the one day only for the real festival, like the Dragon Boat Festival or the Qingming Festival. There's only one day that is the day of the festival. So the extended days are maybe for the holidays, basically. And for that day, because we have a lot of activities in every festivals, like in Dragon Boat Festival, we need to have some 粽子. So it takes time for us to make some 粽子.
So it's a food, right?
The food,
okay.
Food with the rice,
Rice.
rice and also different inside.
Different
inside.
ingredients.
And it will be making a triangle.
Okay.
And also a line
Wow.
to make it, yes.
See.
And yes. So and on different festivals, we always have different traditions. So we need to have some times, and we will do and follow these kind of traditions to do. Like on Qingming Festival, we need to sweep the broom for the past people. Like so, and after that day, most people will go on the holidays, and they will have their vacations. If they're only 3 days or 5 days, they will go maybe domestically, just near the city they live. And maybe if we have like the Golden Week, now we have the 7 days or more than 7 days. People will maybe besides they spend time with their families, they want to go maybe internationally and to form the further destination for them. Yeah, so I think we have the holidays to be in 3 days or more. Is that the Chinese government make it a way for the people to travel around and also to boost the economy.
Wow.
And to encourage people to have more consumptions. And if we go out to travel, we will stimulate the consumptions like the restaurants, the accommodations, and also the tourist attractions, the tickets,
Sites, okay.
the sites for the ticket for the sites. And this is the good way for the Chinese economy to boost. And also the traffic tickets.
Ticket, okay.
Yes, also the from the train to the airplane.
The airport.
Always very difficult. Always very expensive at that time.
At that time. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So the in China, holidays are not just one day.
Most holidays, yes.
Most holidays, even if it's one day, they will extend it to like 2 or 3 days. And according to her, the government do that to boost the domestic tourism. Because if you have just one day, you can travel, you stay at home. But if you have 2 or 3, you can travel, visit your
Yes.
friends in Beijing, Shandong,
Shandong,
and then other,
yes.
and you spend, and the money stay in the economy.
Yes.
That's good idea. Now, is there a policy by the national government or the local government to promote the domestic tourism in China? Or what are the policies? Is there anything like the policy, or what is the role of the government to promote domestic tourism in China?
I think the way that the government encourage people to consumption is that the government or they will encourage some owner of the stores, owner of the department halls to give the consumers a lot of ventures.
Okay, so tourism operators.
Yes.
Okay.
The tourist operators to give the tourists, to give the potential customers, to give them a lot of venture. So when the customers they hold the venture, they will get the lower price for the restaurants, for the accommodations. So it will encourage them to spend more money.
Okay.
Because the ventures are not only for that for you to spend. That is without the ventures are basically have some limitation.
Okay.
So you need to spend more money to use these kind of ventures. So it will encourage people to spend more.
To spend more.
Yes.
Wow. Let's talk about this. You mentioned the band in Shanghai.
Yes.
Talk about your museum, CPC's Second National Congress Museum, which is our current location. And then you talk about Chongqing City, right?
Chongqing
City. And then you talk about when you go to Beijing, you have the Great Wall of China.
Yes.
And then we
also
have
Tiananmen.
Yeah, Tiananmen, and all that. So I want to know these tourist attraction sites. How is it managed? How does the Chinese government, or how does China manage these tourist attraction during the busy period? Are there any challenges like overcrowding and the rest?
Yes, so we do have a lot of challenges, and both past time and now. So you know that there was some accident happened in Shanghai, the Ban, because of the overcrowded.
Okay.
So now the government will have a great amount of the policemen that they will be just on their duty on during the entire holiday.
Okay.
Just to ensure the safety of this port.
Okay.
Yes, and every time before the holidays, the government will ask the venue, the tourist venue, the tourist venue to have we can say the backup plan for the overcrowded people. That maybe we need to have the limited people in the museum, and we need to queue out for a little bit because we need to ensure the safety inside the museum.
The government has a policy of controlling the numbers, right?
Control the number inside
the sites.
Inside the sites, and we also need to provide good service for the tourists. So we may need much more to do for the service because they all want to come in, but need to wait for a little bit. So that's what the museums need to do at that time. And also, we have the backup project for the overcrowded people. Yeah, so they are all developed because of we happened some accidents before. So we need to do better next time. Yes.
Okay, this is wonderful. So the site. Does people need to book before they attend? Let's say if I want to visit the band or I want to visit your museum here, do I have to book before I come, or I can just come at any time to visit?
Yes, the most we say indoor museums we need to book or to make some reservation before we come, and it's always very busy during the holidays.
Wow.
Entire country, the very famous museum we need to book maybe more than 7 days before you go.
7 days ahead of time.
7 days ahead of time.
Wow.
And when you know the time that it opened, the new reservation, you need to do it very quickly, or it will book out.
Okay.
And maybe the place outside, or outdoor place like the park, the city park, the bond, like it is outdoor. It is very hard to make the reservation, so it will need more people, more labor, maybe more policemen and more volunteers to maintain the display, maintain the order.
Which of the holidays would you recommend to the foreigners to come to China and experience?
So the time that is good for people to come in China.
Yeah. Which holidays? We have New Year holidays. Great.
I may not recommend New Year holiday because it's in winter and it is very cold, and most stores they will close because they also go back home and have their holidays.
Wow.
So yes, and I think the better time will be spring and autumn. The weather is better. I think it must be sometime in spring. Maybe spring. Yes, I think it's the Qingming Festival and the Labor's Day. The Labor's Day we have 5 days.
Okay.
But I may not recommend people to travel during the holidays because it is always very busy.
Okay.
Yes, and I would recommend maybe you can. The foreign people you want to travel in China, you can travel in your holidays like the Eastern Festival.
Okay.
Yes, and you can just to separate with the people in China because there's so many people in China.
Wow, this is wonderful. So if you are traveling, if you are planning to come to China on tourism purpose, you can consider the holidays in your country. And in China, anytime, any day, you can visit China all the sites are open, and when you come, you enjoy the food. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Today we've had an insightful and educative conversation with Miss Linda. China tourism, domestic tourism, is very popular, and as she said in our conversation, you know, the Chinese people, they don't have 1 day holiday. Even if the holiday is just 1 day, they extend it to like 2-3 days, so that it will pave way for people to be able to travel. And in as much as people are traveling from one city to the other, the government has a policy that encourage and motivate and supports the tour operators, the tourism operators, like hotel managers, like restaurant management, like attraction site managers, to cut down the cost. They cut down the fees, so that the people will be able to afford. So this help the people to be able to travel around the country, and as they travel, they spend money, and the money keeps circulating in the economy. So this is the reason why the Chinese or the China tourism is booming. And before your international tourism can rise, it depends on your domestic tourism. So international tourism depends on domestic tourism. So that's the reason why China is thriving. So I believe that we've learned a lot of things from our conversation, and I believe and hope that most of our countries in Africa and other parts of the world can learn from the Chinese, the Chinese model of tackling tourism, which is one of the top 3 contributors to the world economy. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to keep subscribing and drop your comment.